Today I did 2 workouts. Yes, in one day I did 2 workouts. And that might not sound like much to some people, but to me, this is huge, friend. If you've been watching my journey, you know that it was a struggle in the beginning to get to 3 minutes. I had to do a pause break just to be able to finish what I was pushing to is the 5 minute mark. And I was sweaty. I was out of breath. I definitely felt like this is enough. You know what a big deal that was to watch me do that. And I would say all through my first month, it was getting used to being on the rebounder, getting my body adjusted. And this whole journey I've been on has been about no judgment, listening to my body, not being extreme or pushing through pain. And little by little, I have been experiencing changes. So this is about noticing when something has changed. That is what I want to point out, that this achievement that I just had is about making you aware of a change that has happened to me, my victories, so that you can start to notice your own victories, because they don't always happen overnight, and that's okay. We want to work for the good things in our lives. And so this has happened in building up on slower days when bouncing just to 5 minutes felt like a lot. Because when I first started, I was definitely not on my radar at all to be doubling up workouts. No way, Jose. That wasn't even in my awareness until some of you would drop in the comments that you use your rebounder as a bonus workout after you strength train or go running, which is amazing, but way beyond my range of capacity. Or some of you commented that you do multiple workouts through the day and bounce in different amounts and increments so that you build up to 20 to 30 minutes in one day by combining all these workouts. I didn't have a desire to do that either. Like, seriously, once a day was more than enough for my body to handle. But today, something different happened. And it began like any other morning. It was a calm and beautiful morning for me this morning because it was a steady rain outside and the temperature had dropped. And so I was just feeling really peaceful. But when I looked outside, I was like, oh man, I forgot to bring in my rebounder. So it is totally soaked sitting out in the rain. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because I didn't want to put off my workout. I was ready to work out now, which, side note, is another win worth celebrating because my body is getting used to these workouts. It's expecting them to be there. It's part of my routine. It's just building it in. And I think that's pretty amazing too to celebrate. But the second reason I wanted my workout done this morning is because I had family that was going to be hanging out for the day and I was going to be doing a lot of cooking. I didn't want to get in a situation where I was risking other things getting in the way of my workout or being fatigued and then having to push through later in the day. So I knew that I needed to show up now for myself and for you to make this video. So I dried off the rebounder and rolled it out to the garage where I could work out under the overhang without getting totally soaked. There was a little bit of wetness falling on me continuing throughout that workout, but you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. So the rebounder, and I do have to give you this update, the rebounder did feel different being wet. Even though I wiped it down, it still had the moisture in the mat. Cords themselves are also soaked. I couldn't get to those. So it did feel stiffer. I will tell you that. It was not ideal situation, but my thought was, oh well, let's go. Clean and simple thought, focused on getting it done. And that's how I like to do things sometimes. So I started bouncing. I did move slower and easier because there was a little slippage to it. Not the regular traction that I normally have. And it just felt different, but I did it. 10 minutes done. But later that afternoon, I watched the recording of my morning workout and I just didn't like how dark I looked on the video. The camera was set up in the garage, so it wasn't getting wet, filming me just on the outside of the garage. So the shadowing of it, it just didn't work out right. And it wasn't like I was being a perfectionist about it, but I did have the thought that, I could probably do this better if I re-recorded this. Should I re-record this? And so just like I teach you with your workouts, I paused and I checked in with my body. And to my surprise, I felt okay. I said, hey, I think we can do this again and we can do it better. And just like that, I was outside again. This time I moved it back to my normal spot and I just got started. That was it. And because it had rained all day, the air was cooler. So for me, I was able to work out at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I also had just eaten about 40 minutes earlier, a combination of veggies, sausage, and spaghetti. And I do think that those carbs and protein also gave me some power for the second workout because I felt good and empowered throughout the whole session. And just like that, Another 10 minutes was done. I had not planned on 2 workouts in one day, but here I was, a woman who had successfully done 2 10-minute bounce sessions in the span of 9 hours. And not because I forced myself, not because I was trying to prove anything, not because this was even a goal that I really had on my radar, but because my body had built up the capacity. And so I just was able to do it. And that is what I'm celebrating. This increased capacity is the win. And I don't want you to miss that, because sometimes progress isn't big and noticeable and like shining at you with flashing lights until you take the time to notice what has changed. Sometimes you have to pause to notice what your body and your mind are telling you, because it's probably in some way, shape, or form telling you, hey, you're stronger than you were before. Have you noticed that now you can do and fill in the blank? And I think for a lot of us, especially as women over 40, we have been taught to measure progress in extremes, and we don't celebrate our wins enough. We're expecting more weight loss, more miles run, more money earned, more. But what if progress comes in ease? What if the moment when you realize something that was once difficult is now easy? Something that felt heavy, exhausting is now doable and achievable. That's not just strength, friend. That's growth. That's progress. And that's worth celebrating. So I want to encourage you to take a second thought right now and think about your own journey. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey, week 1, month 2, or 90 days in, wherever you're at. Have you noticed how something is now easier than when you first started? Maybe your balance is better. Maybe you can catch and recover your breath faster. Maybe your clothes are looser. Maybe you're moving better throughout the day. Whatever it is, acknowledge it for yourself. Claim that victory. Say it out loud and celebrate yourself, because that is your proof that you are winning. And no, it doesn't have to look like 2 workouts a day. That definitely wasn't something I was expecting with even myself at this point. Your win might be doing any movement on any day where your body wanted to just stay in bed or not get up, but you got up and moved. Your win might be pausing to stretch and learning how to work through your body adjusting in discomfort. Your win might be choosing joy over punishment and listening to yourself. All of these things are wins, friends. And I want you to know that I see you. I'm here with you, because every minute that you show up, every bounce, every pause, it all adds up. You don't need to be fast. You don't need to be perfect. You definitely don't need to compare yourself or judge yourself or try to be like anybody else. Just be here, show up for yourself, and celebrate your victories, your wins. Own them, friend. They are for you. So claim them. So now I've shared my win. I've shared 2. And now I want to hear yours. How are you noticing that you are getting stronger? Is there something that once felt hard or challenging that now is a little bit easier, or even like, wow, I can't believe I just did that? Drop it in the comments and let us celebrate with you. Even if it feels small, especially if it feels small, because when we share those tiny shifts, we start to realize what we are capable of. And that's the start to some amazing transformation. All right, friend, if today's message resonated with you and you're feeling that spark, that encouragement, that you're ready to stay consistent, to be bouncing on a regular basis, to build up the momentum to actually change your body and to start feeling really good about yourself and your life and just everything that's happening in you, creating better results. That's what I'm always talking about. Then this announcement is for you. And it's exclusively for the amazing women here in our YouTube community who are definitely ready for the extra boost of encouragement and support and accountability, because we are going to hit our goals in the next 90 days. And that is why I'm so excited to launch a private membership where we're going to do exactly this. And you're going to have the daily access support, encouragement, live check-ins, fun challenges, and an opportunity to win some amazing prizes. So if this sounds like what you're into, then let me give you a quick lowdown on what it's going to include. And then you can click on the link in the comments to get more information. But here's the lowdown. And we are going to kick off that 90-day challenge on Sunday, June 22nd. So you have just about 1 week from today to get in and get ready to get started. And that 90-day challenge is going to give you the opportunity to keep your word to yourself and to build up your regular momentum on the rebounder and so much more. and I've packed it with some amazing prizes. So I'm going to be giving away a $100 Amazon gift card. And I'm also partnering with Rebounders, and one lucky participant is going to walk away with a brand new rebounder shipped directly to your home. I'm so excited about this. I also have some custom t-shirts that I've designed that are going to be coming, and so you might be able to win one of those as well, along with an opportunity to go live with me. For all the details and how you can get started for just $50 a month, click the link in the description and it will give you everything that you need to know about joining in the membership. Have a fabulous day.